Waiting for some people to hop on so I can check my audio and stuff. The criminals want to be released. Hi guys, can you hear me okay? My audio always messes up for some reason. Yay, we can hear you. Awesome. Release the beasts. Hi everyone. Yeah, I haven't posted videos in a little bit because unfortunately, when an American company bought TikTok, it messed up the editing app that I use, and it still like won't work for me for longer than 10 minutes at a time. So it's been really frustrating. So I haven't been able to edit my videos like I usually am. Hopefully they'll get it fixed soon because it's really annoying. But that's why we're live. They're thirsty. Should we do names? The cream colored one is Drizzle. This is Freeze. She's our silver main. The white one down here is Flurry. And then the black one over here is Fujita. Why are y'all so thirsty? I always thought Fujita was pronounced with an H sound instead of a J. No, it's the last name of a Japanese meteorologist. I name all of my rats after meteorology terms, and Fujita is a tornado scale that ranks tornadoes. The enhanced Fujita scale. That's where it comes from. So it's technically Japanese, not Spanish, where it would be like a H sound. Oh yes, Drizzle. Post-surgery Drizzle. The surgery definitely extended her lifespan. It got rid of the tumors that were there. Unfortunately, she just is a very tumor-prone rat, as some rats are. And she has since gotten a couple more tumors. They're very small right now, very movable. Both myself and my vet have agreed that another surgery would not be good for her. We do not think that she would survive another surgery, especially because she has 3 or 4 now. So we are giving her medicine to slow the growth of the tumors, and we're trying to give her the longest, happiest lifespan that we can. When it comes to rats, a lot of times it's more quality of life rather than quantity of life. So as long as Drizzle is happy and she's energetic and she is being herself, that's all we care about. But the surgery that we did give her definitely did extend her life, because that one big tumor would have taken her out very soon. But, you know, it was about extending her life, not not completely healing her. Oh, oh, girl. You good? But yes, we are very grateful that Drizzle gets to spend more time with us. And for right now, she is very happy and she's doing well, and we're giving her medication to help slow the progress of the tumors. So hopefully she will be with us for a while longer. She turned 2 in December, so she's getting up there. Which rat would most likely poison the town's water supply? I'm gonna go with Freeze, probably. Where is she? See, she's plotting right now. You plotting? You plotting? Yeah, when it comes to rats, you kind of just have to... I tell people, like, if you can't handle, like, medical issues and stuff like that, rats might not be the pet for you, because a lot of times it's less of a, like, if they're going to pass, but a when. So a lot of times you can kind of tell what what is going to cause them to pass, and it's more like prolonging their life and making them as happy as possible in that time. So it can be hard for some people, but to me it's worth it to see them happy and healthy as they can be. Have you ever thought of owning males? I have 4 males who love to cuddle. Why are you humping? No! Ignore that. Freeze must be in heat right now. What was I saying? Oh, males. The only time I've ever had males was when one of my rats had an accidental litter. And I had them for like 3 months before I adopted them out to other families. And I did enjoy having them, but I very much do just prefer females because I like how active they are and how social they are. Males can also be that way, but just in my experience, I prefer having females. Plus, I'm never able to get over the balls. You know, that's just something I can't get over. The irony of Freeze and heat. Yeah, Fujita was in heat last week, and now it's Freeze. They usually sync up pretty well when it comes to their heats. Flurry, I don't think Drizzle wants to play with you. Oh. Oh, they fighting. Flurry, that is elder abuse. That is elder abuse. Yeah, in my experience, girls tend to be a little cleaner too, and they're easier to train than males are, definitely. So it honestly, people ask me all the time, they're like, do you recommend getting male rats or female rats? And it really always just depends on what kind of experience you want to have. Hello, Drizzle. What's up? Were they being mean to you? Were they bullying you? You poor thing. You ever only want affection when the other rats are bothering you. That's the only time she ever wants to be held, is when she's annoyed with the other rats. Yeah, female rats are super hyper. Especially these ones. 3 of mine are only 6 months old. Where the heck did Fujita go? I don't even know where Fujita is. Oh, there you are. You're blending into the floor. But yeah, these ones are only 6 months old, so you can see how energetic they are. What are you chewing on? She's like eating something. Oh, it's the raisin I gave her earlier. She's like trying to eat it while Freeze attacks her. What are you looking at, Fujita? What are you looking at? Yeah, Drizzle's currently hiding on my shoulder. She only ever gives me attention when she wants to be away from the other rats. Is it possible to introduce a single baby female to an adult neutered male? It is. I don't have any experience with it, so I wouldn't be the one to go for tips about that. I'm sure there's videos somewhere on YouTube. But I've personally never done it, but I'm sure it's possible, as long as the male is neutered. Oh. Not again. Freeze, leave her alone. Freeze is bullying everybody today. Would it be better to get pet store rats or not get rats? There are good breeders near me. I know there's like debates when it comes to if like getting rats from Petco is okay or not. If I were you, I would do research, or I would ask them like where they get their rats from. Because if it's from rodent mills or something like that, I would say don't buy from them, just because we don't want to encourage them to keep using rodent mills. But if you ask them where they get their rats from and they say they rescue them or they get them from a specific breeder, I don't see any problems with it. I'm not one to judge when it comes to where people get their pet rats from. I know a lot of people on the internet can be judgy, but I always think that every single rat should have the opportunity to be loved, you know, no matter where they come from. And though it does suck that those big chain pet stores do that to rats, I hate when I see them there and they just look so sad. Put Freeze in timeout for bullying the other rats. No, I can't do that. I will give her a boop though. Oh, there they are. Freeze, what are you doing? I think it's so sad because it's like individual rats deserve saving, but they're buying from mills and stuff. It encourages it. Yeah, it is just a sad all around situation. I've gotten rats from pretty much everywhere. Cape and Sin were both rescues from feeder bins at reptile stores. So like they were supposed to be snake food and I bought them as pets. I rescued Cyclone from a local animal shelter. Dewey and Dust Devil came from an accidental litter that someone else was trying to adopt out. And Drizzle came from a friend's family member who had an accidental litter, and she was the only female left. So I took her. And the 3 Fs that I have right now, these are actually the first rats that I've adopted from an actual rattery, like a rat breeder. They're the first ones that I've done that with. So I've done every I've done every method in the book. Like, if you're seriously looking for rats, you will be able to find them. You just have to put in the work to find them, because you can find them everywhere. I know certain labs, also like scientific labs, that when they retire their lab rats, they also want people to adopt their rats. So when, like, medical hospitals and schools, I always look on those websites to see if they are adopting out their retired lab rats. Oh, rip. Rip. Freeze, why are you being a menace today? Being an absolute menace to society for no reason. Fujita just keeps staring at me. It's kind of creepy. She's in one of those moods. Sometimes she gets in these moods where she kind of just watches from a distance. I don't know why. Are they noisy at night? They can be. It depends on how light of a sleeper you are. I can wake up if someone, like, walks 85 feet from my bed. So I'm a very light sleeper. So they would wake me up if I slept in the same bedroom as them. But I'm like the lightest sleeper ever. So a lot of people don't think they're very loud at night. Why are you staring at me? Why are you in a mood? What do you want? She's lurking again. Are you judging? What are you judging? What? This isn't a cat tree, this is a rat tree. I tell people who have rats, I think this is like one of the single best things that you could get for your rats, because rats are climbing rodents. A lot of people forget that they live in trees, you know, in the wild. So they really love climbing. You have to appeal to their climbing instincts. I try to spoil them as much as possible. Do they go any higher than the level of the tree with the water bowl? They've tried to get up there a couple times. They can't quite do it. And once they do get up there, they get stuck. So then they just stop trying. They just don't go up there anymore. Has Drizzle completely healed up from her surgery? Yes, she has. She's healed from her surgery completely. She's hiding, apparently. She said, cut the cameras. Can you take rats camping? I wouldn't recommend it, just because of how sensitive their noses are. I'm always afraid with outside and stuff, because one thing can, like, pollen or something could get in their respiratory tract and it would cause them to be sick for the rest of their life. But I don't go camping, so... Oh. They just both fell. He was making messes. Would it be worth to take them on a 6-hour drive for 1 month visit with family? I do that every summer and every Christmas. I go back home twice every single year to my family home, and it's a 7-hour drive. So they do really well in the car. I think the motions is relaxing for them. I've never had rats that don't enjoy car rides. My rats have always really enjoyed car rides. And they enjoy going new places and seeing new people. Yeah, if you had a camping trailer, that would be different, because it would be, you know, the air inside would be regulated. Cute rats pushing the feminist agenda. They're always pushing the feminist agenda. Freeze is just a menace today. Do more reading unhinged comments vids? I would, but the problem is I don't get a whole lot of unhinged comments now. Like, and the ones I do get, I can tell they're just, like, joking. And I feel like if I just do videos with joking comments, then that's, like, not genuine, you know? But I screenshot every unhinged comment that I see. And I just do a video whenever I get enough comments for it. I just don't have enough right now. I'm not sure if this has been asked, but how do you deal with the loss? Do you bury or cremate your past rats? Whenever I've had rats that have passed at my family home, we live in like a farm area, so I was able to bury them in the, I wouldn't call it the family's pet cemetery, but that's basically what it is. There's a place at my family home where we have buried all of our pets. And so if they died while I was at my family home, I would bury them there. And if I'm here at my apartment or I'm in the town that I currently live in, I have had them cremated because there's nowhere to bury them. So, morbid, I know, but, you know, that's stuff that you might need to know. I don't know if you can see, that's, sorry, it's so shaky. Where's my finger? Oh, yeah. That's Capes and Dust Devil and Duratio. The rest of my Ratties have passed away while I've been at my family home, so they are buried on the farm. Where do your rats go potty in the playpen, or do they just poop anywhere? They go here. They're trained to go here. You can see the little spots. What are you carrying that around for? Yeah, I know some people, if they have a rat pass, they can put them in like potted plants or like gardens. I've always been too afraid to do that just because the weather is crazy where I live. And so I'm always worried about it getting knocked over or something. So I either cremate, or if I'm at my house, they get buried in the farm. Somebody's chewing. I think it's Freeze. Graphic design is her passion. Or not graphic design, interior design. And they're fighting again. Have you ever had hamsters? No, I have not. Flurry, I don't think Drizzle wants to hang out with you. I think you're annoying her. Are you just gonna sit there and stare at me again, Fujito? Hello from South Korea. Do you have any details about the rat you had as a kid? Yeah, of course. Well, I had a couple, but the one I remember the most was I had a white rat that had a creamed cap on their head. So, like, only their head was cream and the rest of their body was white. Her name was Cloudy. And she was my best friend. How many rats do you recommend to get for starter rat owners? 2. Some would argue 3, but I think it's a good idea to start with 2 just to see how many you can handle. I started with 2 and then I moved up from there. I've always had around 3 or 4 rats at a time. I don't typically want to go above 4. Have you had other pets before the rats? Oh, of course. I had dogs, I had cats, I had frogs, fish. My family had a duck at one point. Like a house duck. Yeah, rats always have to have friends. No matter how much time you spend with a rat, you will never be able to give them the same companionship that another rat will be able to give them. They're very much pack animals, and they can actually die from depression if they don't have another rat to interact with. Where are you from? I'm from US of A. No, I'm from the Midwest. I don't know if I should stay what state because of my job and everything. I feel like it wouldn't be that hard to find me. And I like staying anonymous. That's why I haven't shown my face or anything. But I'm from the Midwest originally. Have you streamed for a while, or is this a new thing? Because YouTube hasn't told me you're streaming until now. I don't stream very often. I'm trying to do it more right now just until my editing app gets fixed and I can post videos regularly again. But, yeah, I don't live stream very often. You can go on my YouTube page and, oh, that thing's gonna fall. There's too many rats in there. It's exceeded the rat capacity. But yeah, you can go watch my other live streams. I have them up on my YouTube page. I'm waiting for that thing to fall. It usually falls once there's 3 rats in there. Is there somewhere I can interact with ratties before committing? I don't know anyone with rats, but would love to meet some. Usually, like chain pet stores like Petco or PetSmart, they will let you interact with them. Use CapCut or like what editing software? Yeah, I use CapCut. For some reason, ever since the American company bought TikTok, CapCut has not been working for me. Like, it'll work for a 10-minute period and then it stops working, and it's so annoying. Hopefully they get it fixed soon, but I'm trying to make a Ratty Box an opening video, and I've been trying to make it for like 2 weeks now. Oh yeah, if you're in the UK, I'm sorry, I have no idea. I'm a dumb American, so I don't know where you'd find a place like that in the UK. Oh, I didn't even think about using a VPN. That's a good idea. I might try that. Yeah, it's only broken for Americans. It may have something to do with the fascism that's going on. I don't know. But yeah, CapCut and TikTok has been... Like, my TikTok For You page doesn't even look the same anymore. It's weird. It's, like, creepy. I am in America, though. Then maybe it's just me. I don't know. I've heard other people talking about it, though. How long was Drizzle on her own before you got the new rats? She was only on her own for about not even a week, I don't think, because I already had the new babies when Dusty passed away. I just hadn't introduced them in the pack yet, so I kind of had to speed up the introduction process once Dusty passed away. Maybelline, thank you so much. Sending Ratty love right back at you. Should we do a boop? Boop. Maybe it's the state I live in. Maybe that's why CapCut doesn't work for me. I don't know. It like works, but only for like 5 minutes at a time, and then it glitches out and I can't use it anymore. Should we do another boop? A boop from Maybelline. Boop. Why are you trying to grab me? Why are you trying to grab me? She's like, I thought you had food. A rat with yellowish fur? I mean, I guess Drizzle's kind of like that. I think they call them champagne, though. Have you had male rats before? Not for a long period of time. I only had them when one of my rats had an accidental litter. So I only had them for like 3 months, and then I adopted them out. It was fun, but males are not for me. I enjoy having female rats more. How many rats do you have throughout life? Ugh. More than 10, less than 20, I think. My brain's not working right now. I don't really want to count. Yeah, I don't know if she's champagne or fawn. She's got red eyes. So when it comes to rat coat types, I never really know. I kind of just guess. I know Freeze is a silver mane, and Fujita and Freeze are sisters. They're from the same litter, so I guess that would technically make Fujita also a silver mane, but she doesn't have the silver mane look like Freeze does. I think here, red-eyed, yellowish, silver fawn. I don't know. I just call her Drizzle. She's just cream colored. She's got red eyes. But yeah, Fujita looks more black than anything. And Freeze is silver mane. Where's Freeze? Freeze! Come here, Freeze. Let me show them your beautiful fur. But yeah, you can tell she's obviously silver mane. She's so fast today. I was trying to show off your beautiful fur. She's like, don't film me. But even though Freeze and Fujita are from the same litter, they're literally sisters. They look different. And then little Miss Flurry here, my little barnacle. She also has red eyes. She's not completely white. She's got these darker patches around her head and on her tail. But she's a Rex. She's curly. Curly girly. Are you just gonna stare at me again? Why are we having a staring contest today? She's just standing there, menacingly. Oh, sorry, you trying to go to the bathroom? I won't film you while you're in the bathroom. Do their claws hurt when they climb on you? If you're not used to it, they could probably hurt, but I've had rats for so long at this point that I'm just used to it. Like, my arms always look pretty suspicious. like they'll make you bleed with their nails if you're not careful enough, but it's come to a point where I don't even feel it anymore. Like, people will be like, "Oh my God, what happened to your neck or your arm or your leg or something like that," and I'm like, wait, there's something there? Like, I don't even feel it anymore. Yeah, they only really draw blood and you can feel it if they're like scared or you're not holding on to them correctly, so they feel like they have to grip. I got asked if I was being abused because of the ratty scratches. I know, I got asked if I hurt myself because of the ratty scratches. What happened to the tube? When did the tube fall? What are you guys doing in there? What's the best rat breed to start with? Domesticated rats don't have breeds. There's just one breed of domesticated rat, and it's called a fancy rat. The words we were using earlier, like silvermane and stuff, those are just coat types. So, like, they have different coat types, different colors, textures and stuff, but they're all technically one breed. How often do they sleep? They sleep all day. Rats are, what's that word that's not, they're not nocturnal. They're only awake during dawn and dusk. I forgot what that word's called. Yeah, there are Dumbo rats. Those aren't breeds still. Dumbo is their ears. My Dust Devil, if you've seen, she's passed now, but I used to have Dust Devil, who was a Dumbo rat, and their ears are bigger and more on the side of their head rather than on top. But they're still the same breed. Their ears are just different for some reason. And you also have dwarf rats, which Flurry has some dwarf in her. You can tell from her eyes. They're smaller and more slanted. Dwarf rats tend to be smaller, on the smaller side, but they're still the same breed. Does it matter health-wise, the ears? No. People have just been breeding domesticated rats for long enough now that we've gotten different variations of them. That's why fancy rats have brighter colors than like the rats that you would see on the street. It's just an evolution part of domestication, you know. You get different ear shapes and coat types and stuff like that. Rats have only been domesticated for a couple hundred years compared to like dogs and cats. So they're still evolving in some ways. Are there any morphs that come with health issues? Hairless rats, double Rex rats, which is the curly gene. So, like, Flurry has the curly gene. If she were to mate with a male that also had the curly gene, then they would produce what you call a double Rex. And those rats don't have a lot of hair. So they have the curly hair, but they don't have a lot of it. And they've noticed that those types of rats, if they have children, they don't produce milk properly. And they tend to have more skin issues. And there's a lot of little things like that. I've done way too much research on rats just because I get questions like this all the time, so I feel like I have to know random rat information. But with dwarf rats also, dwarf rats are actually supposed to be healthier than regular sized rats because they don't have the growth gene. So they'll actually grow tumors less because they don't have the growth gene. From what I've seen, because I had my Dust Devil and my Duratio were both double Rex rats, and they had skin issues, but they didn't have eye issues from what I saw. I usually just had to put coconut oil on them every once in a while so their skin didn't dry out. And even then, they would get like scratches and cracks and bumps really, really easily because they didn't have any hair. So their skin was just really sensitive. And I had to make sure that when Dust Devil had a litter, because she was double Rex, I had to make sure that she was providing enough milk to her babies. So I had to feed her a lot of protein, more than I would with a normal rat. What's your favorite rat coat color / gene? I've always been really drawn to Pew rats, which is pink-eyed white rats. They've always ended up being my heart rats for some reason. I have a soft spot in my heart for white rats. And I think a lot of people will vouch for me. White rats, like albino rats, they always seem to be more loving and cuddly for some reason. I don't know if there's something genetic behind it, but I feel like people always say that Pew rats are really cuddly and nice. Yeah, I also have a soft spot for black rats. I actually got the 3Fs from the breeder I did because I was specifically looking for a completely black rat because I've never had one before. So that's what I was looking for. I saw Fujita and I was like, that one. I want that one. I don't even know where Fujita is right now. Fujita! Have you seen Fujita? Where's she at? Where's she at? Can rats swim? Yes. Some rats really like water, some don't. It depends. Where's your sister? Fujita's hiding. Miss Friendly be like, OMG, finally a black rat. While Miss Vegeta's like teleports away if you glance at her too hard. That's so true. If you breathe weird around Fujita, she'll be gone. Fujita, I see you back there. You can't hide. She's over here. There's my girl. Yeah, I was obsessed with her color. But now I barely see her because she's just... she teleports all the time. Why do you teleport? She's the void. She just shows up places and then she disappears again. Where are you taking that? She doesn't want Drizzle to have it. See, she just appears. Like, where did she come from? I don't even know. Do you feed them every day or do they hoard food? I feed them every day, but they still hoard food. I just like to keep their bowl full because they typically won't overeat or anything, but they will hoard food. So every once in a while, I'll find where they're hoarding their food and I'll put it back in their food bowl. What are you doing, Drizzle? Are you gonna try to escape? She's gonna plop. Plop. Hi, Flurry. Are you wanting attention? What size of playpen would you recommend for 2 rats? Any size, really. As long as they get a chance to run around. Any playpen is big enough. What are you guys doing in there? Laura Meadows, thanks for stopping by, and I'm a stupid noob. Thank you for stopping by, watching the live. Hope you guys have a good rest of your day. Do you ever need to separate rats for fighting? Usually only during intros. I have an anti-fight towel that I can put over them if it gets too serious. Does hind leg deterioration always happen with age? My older girl is 2.5 and she looks like she has less control over them now. It is very common, especially for male rats, I know, but my Dust Devil also had hind leg deterioration when she got around that age too. Yeah, it's very common. Yeah, I know it's more common with males, but I have had a female rat who has had it, and that was Dust Devil. Near the end of her life, she did have trouble with her back legs. Not saying that your rat's gonna pass or anything soon, because Dust Devil had other issues, but the hind leg thing is common. Oh, you saying hi to the camera? Oh, nope, she gone. She teleported. She teleported again. Flurry, leave Drizzle alone. To fix your CapCut, clear the cache. I'll try to do that. Also try using a VPN if it doesn't work. Flurry, Drizzle doesn't want to hang out with you. You're annoying her. If rats could talk, which one of you would learn to swear first? This one. This one. Drizzle's my little squeaky toy. Oh, you didn't squeak at me for once. Usually when I pick you up, you squeak at me. Thank you. You're being so sweet today. Usually she squeaks at me. I think she's wanting attention because Flurry's annoying her. How old are they now? The three Fs are 8 months old. And, oh, now she squeaks. Drizzle turned 2 in December.